Hi guys, what do you think Reform UK would do with the NHS, the People's Army, the party of the working class man and woman? Well, until recently it was difficult to get them to talk about anything other than immigration, but perhaps we're getting now an idea of what the Farage outfit would do with the National Health Service. As you guessed it, trash it. Rupert Lowe, one of their MPs, appeared on Reform UK friendly Talk TV, where he believes people should be allowed to opt out. This is about creating a system which serves the people who can afford it, and to hell with everyone else. Don't believe me? Have a listen to this.
Rupert, final question. Would a reform government ask the British people to pay for medical care in terms of improving the NHS?
Well, personally, I think we should be allowed to opt out of the NHS and have some form of, scheme where we buy our own healthcare and take ourselves out of the NHS. There's a lot of ways in which you can actually solve the NHS. As we know, Jeremy, central planning never has and never will work. And what the NHS now is a centrally planned beast. It's like an animal on the back of productive Britain, and it's killing us. So somebody's got to grasp the nettle and sort it out. So personally, I think my view of life is not always the same as others. I want to empower people to take control of their own lives. I don't want a dependency culture, which effectively is what Gordon Brown tried to create, hoping that they'd always vote Labour.
These people are dangerous. They're extremely dangerous because what they want to do is they want to adopt an American-style healthcare system where you pay for health insurance, and the health insurance covers your medical costs. But if you can't afford health insurance, well, tough luck. That's the roll of the dice. Some of us are rich and some of us are poor, and the rich will be able to afford private healthcare. They'll be able to afford the best healthcare in the world, and the poor, well, they'll just have to live with the consequences. Now, that's the opposite of the NHS. The NHS, from its conception, was designed to provide healthcare to all. Reform UK is a party of the rich. They present themselves as the people's party, as the party of the working class. Who would suffer under a private healthcare system? A model like the US. The poorest in society. People who have to work hard to do jobs they don't want in order just to get the healthcare insurance that goes along with that job, in order to protect themselves if they get sick, to cover their costs. The richest in society. Look at the US as an example. It's a disaster there. People are doing jobs they don't want in order just to get the healthcare insurance. People are even paying huge premiums and still not covered because they're out of a network or they have an accident and they end up having to go into hospital and the insurance company maybe doesn't cover the cost. And people, the US is probably one of the only countries in the world where people on record levels are going bankrupt over medical costs. Medical debt. It's unheard of in Europe. It's unheard of in the UK. But this is exactly what Reform UK want to introduce. Why? Because they're a party of the rich. They're not a party of grassroots. They're not a party of ordinary people. It's a party of the rich for the rich. They want to remove regulations that are there to protect consumers, employees, the environment. They want to strip all that away to maximize profit for themselves and their peers and their donors. The same when it comes to healthcare. They see the NHS as a drain on taxpayers, but not your average taxpayer, on people like themselves. They want to cut that free. They believe, look, if I get sick, I'll just rely on private healthcare. If the poor get sick, well, to hell with the poor. That's their modus operandi. That's exactly what they want to achieve. That's what they want. That's their belief. It's so frustrating that more people don't see that. They're even coming out and saying it themselves. We need to opt out of the NHS. What the hell do you think that means? It doesn't mean that you're going to be covered. It doesn't mean that you're going to get the support you need. It's about a two-tiered healthcare system. Poor people get crap service, crap treatment, and the rich get the best. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.